it's always going to be that no matter what. Like in my eyes, and I actually mean this, like street skating and everything in the core side of skateboarding, putting out video parts, going out and shredding with your friends, fucking thrasher, like all that is skateboarding.
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny, fueled by Monster Energy.
All right, so I was at a dinner recently. I got to start with this, and I'm at a dinner with Banks.
Sick.
And for people who don't know who Banks is one of the founders of FaZe Clan. They're basically like the new rock stars of everything, right?
Yeah,
These gamer kids, and like they're just and they're all cool. And we're at a dinner, and he's like, I got to show you something. And he stands up and shows me this.
Oh my God,
his tattoo he has on his leg.
Yes.
Right?
Sick.
And he said, I was like, why do you have a monster tattoo on your leg? He's like, well, we're on a trip with Nyjah, and Nyjah said, if I got a FaZe Clan tattoo, or if he got a FaZe Clan tattoo, I'd get a monster tattoo, or some bet, or something went on, or a bet happened. What happened?
Yeah, it honestly wasn't even a bet. It was like, it was us. We were on like a homie trip out in Cabo, and we were all having a good time drinking and stuff. This was like sometime last year. And I think, fuck, who said it first? I think it was my idea first, where I was like, you should get a monster tattoo just because it just fits him good. He also has like green tattoos on his neck and shit. So I'm just like, bro, honestly, a monster tattoo would look tight on you. You should get one. And then he was like, oh, you got to get a face tat then. So I got mine right here.
So he's got...
Mine says fuck.
Sick.
So what I'm gonna say to that is that one of Monster Energy's best all-time athletes, best skateboarder of all time, best competitive skateboarder, highest paid skateboarder, one of the most famous guys in the world, Nyjah Huston, the loyalty you have to the brand is you're making the most famous gamers in the world get monster tattoos. I don't think anybody else is more loyal than that. I think that's cool. We all have grenade tattoos.
Oh yeah, we've definitely done a lot of bro tats. We got
radical dude. We created the Radical Dude Club back in the day in Vegas.
Nice.
So we got these tattoos. Radical Dude. He got a Radical Dude. There's a Radical Babe tattooed out there. We created a club. So
sick.
I just thought like I was just like I just wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting what Banks did to me. And I was like, man,
I wasn't expecting him to actually get it either. But like Banks he's just such a free will, just like. Such a sick, like, he's the best dude. So he's just down for whatever.
That's cool.
I fuck with him for that reason. It's tight.
And you're a loyal monster guy.
Yeah.
So who got the tattoo first? He got the monster tattoo first?
Dude, honestly, I think we were getting it at the same time. Maybe there was two tattoo artists, so we might have got it at the same time. But yeah, it was both in Cabo. I had hit up. I just posted on Instagram like, oh, is there any tattoo artists in Cabo that are down to cruise out and tat the boys?
Got it.
And a couple good ones came out. I got a few other ones there too. But yeah, good times.
So it's been a weird year, eh? Like no
God.
competitions, no nothing, man. Like
I mean, last year is one thing, but like it's a new year now, and we're still like
in
fucked,
it.
So
I see. Like you've been to the streets a lot. That's one thing. They can't turn the streets off.
Yeah,
you've been slamming a lot.
Yeah, I have. Oh man, last year like 2020 was just like a year of. I mean, obviously it was just an interesting year in general, but I definitely made the most out of it, you know, with street skating and filming and stuff. But man, it was just a painful year too. I had so much fun last year, like challenging myself with like street skating a lot of spots that like I haven't like skated before, trying a lot of tricks I haven't done before. But like what goes along with that is just a lot of injuries and pain. So I think last year I had like a really bad ankle sprain, which took like a few months to heal. I got a really bad like bruised heel and kind of like I like tweaked something right here at the same time. I was skating this 24 rail a few months ago. That took a while to heal. You saw my face get all messed up recently.
It looks all right though now. You're all right. Like
it healed up good. Yeah. Yeah, when I was in Miami for New Year's, I was dying the whole time because I had like this cut on the inside of my lip
Yeah.
and like everything hurt. Like talking hurt, eating hurt, drinking, like alcohol was fucked.
But do you enjoy taking these slams, or is that just part of the game to get it done?
I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that like I enjoy being in pain, but I'm definitely good at accepting the fact that that's part of the game, you know. But it honestly does like hype me up sometimes. Like for example, when I hit my face on that rail, I was trying this trick on this long, weird curved down rail thing over in Bakersfield. Literally tried the thing for like I had already been trying it for like 2 hours, and then fucked up, slipped into like got stuck in a no slide, hit my face. And then after that, I was like, it kind of juiced me up. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I was kind of hyped. I was like, damn, like I'm gonna land this.
Well,
now.
they're like, that's the worst that could happen. So
Yeah.
now let's finish her off.
Yeah, I was kind of hyped. And then after that, I kept trying it, and then I sacked the rail and like bruised my tailbone. I like sacked it and like leaned back on the sack, and my tailbone is still bruised now. This shit sucks.
Oh.
And then I kept trying after that too, and didn't end up getting it. I got to go back, but it's really just like accepting that like that's skateboarding. That's part of the game. That's what you got to go through, you know?
When was the last time you think your body was at 100%?
Ooh, the last time it was at 100%. I don't think it's ever at 100%.
Right?
I would say like 80, 85, 90 max, you know?
Danny was
10% is just gone in the past.
Danny was watching an old video part of you. I think you were 9, the video part we were watching on YouTube, and Danny was like, he was better than me at 9. That's when that was his highest skill when you're at 9. And do you think like since you're a kid, the injuries have, or as you get older, it gets harder to bounce back, or it's the bounce back moment? What's the bounce back moment?
I mean, bouncing back, like, I feel like I'm good at bouncing back from injuries in the first place.
Yeah.
But, I mean, after you tweak your ankles a certain amount of times and bruise whatever, my knees and everything, like, it just happens. It just comes back easier.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, you know? But, I mean, last year when COVID was, like, hitting hard, Olympics found out it was getting canceled or postponed. And then I think it was around, like, February, March, like that was when I started going like hard in the streets, and I was on a roll. Like I was feeling good for so long, doing like I did some like all the tricks in that Thrasher interview, the back tail on the cover, all that stuff. I was probably like a solid like 3-4 months. I was on a roll, like no injuries and just feeling good on the board. And then I think I rolled my ankle soon after that. So
is that your favorite Thrasher cover?
That's my favorite one I've had so far. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the Olympics, man. So like the Olympics is something that was coming up for you. It was going to be the first Olympics you'd ever done.
Yeah.
Danny's 2-time Olympic silver medalist, 2002 and 2006. So like I wanted to have the conversation with you on, you're about to go into a competition of something you'd never done before.
Yeah.
X Games, Street League, you've done them, you won them all, all these things. The Olympics is a different breed, right? The preparation, there was a qualifying. Like, how was the qualifying process for the U.S. Olympic skate team? Like, what was the process you guys had to go through even to qualify for the Olympics? Because it never happened before.
I mean, we're supposed to be still qualifying.
But they never actually finalized the team.
No, I don't even have really an update on what's going on as far as qualifying events before the Olympics this year. I mean, from what I heard, like it's happening for sure. Apparently Japan said like, no matter what, we're having the Olympics, which I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I know that as of right now, I still keep my points that I gathered up from those couple contests in 2019.
Yep.
And I think I won a couple of the big ones. So as of right now, I'm still ranked the highest in the points.
Yep.
I think below me is probably Yuto, and then a couple of other dudes that did good throughout that year.
Yep.
But those guys would be from a different country though, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
as far as US,
it's probably like 3 or 4 spots going from like the US guys.
US right now, I think it's probably like me, Deshaun, Jake Alardi.
Yep.
He won that contest in Brazil at like the end of 2019, so that got him some points. And I'm assuming this year there's got to be at least a couple contests for qualifying.
Yeah, there has to be, right?
Yeah.
And then for the building process, because obviously X Games is different to Street League, and they're all a little different. Had they finalized and told you guys like what the setup was going to be, or or what the process of how the scoring and how the judging was going to go down?
As far as the format, it's supposed to be the same as Street League.
Yep.
Same exact format as normal.
Yep.
As far as the course, I haven't personally seen the course. I don't really think anyone has, because it didn't even get to the point for them to be ready enough to show it to us. But I heard that it's basically going to be similar to a normal Street League course, but way more options. Probably like twice as big, like twice as wide.
Yeah.
Like same distance long, so you can still get your runs in time, but like twice as wide. So just way more options of stuff to hit, and there better be some big shit out there. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I see that. Like, definitely
I need
like a
dude, it's the Olympics.
rail,
I need
you know?
I need Hollywood 16. I need like 15, 16s there, like minimum.
Because you know what's crazy is like I was a teenager and I was there with Danny at his first Olympics in Park City, Salt Lake City, 2000. The event was in Park City. 2002, when he got second, it was the first American sweep in 52 years. So snowboarding was the second time in the Olympics. These guys roll up to Park City, and the next thing you know, they're over the news as they broke a history, right? And it's that like put snowboarding on such a bigger map and put snowboarding into the mainstream media.
Yeah.
You're basically you're the face of skateboarding, and you have been now for many, many years worldwide, right? What do you think skateboarding is going to gain from the Olympics, which it already kind of hasn't had?
What do I think it's going to gain? I think it's, I feel like there are still a lot of people out there, especially let's say like parents that see their kids like start skating and they don't see it as an actual way to like make a living and like to support them on that, you know?
Yep.
And it, even aside from the Olympics, in reality, it has gotten to that point, you know, like skateboarding isn't what it was 20 years ago, you know, like back, my dad grew up skating, and his parents were like, back in the day, his parents were never supportive on it. They were like, oh, what is this? Like, you're playing on a toy, you know, like go to college, get a job, you know, but things have changed, and it really has gotten to that point. So I think it's definitely going to help out with that. It's going to help out just kids just being able to follow their dream on becoming a pro skater. And I hope that it helps like there be more big contests out there.
Yeah.
Like, I still can't believe that skating's at the point where there's not like, I mean, I know we got Street League, and that's like kind of been all over the place the past few years.
Yep.
But I feel like there should be more money dumped into skateboarding in general, and especially contest skating, and just creating like a sick series. I mean, we're out there like performing, like risking our lives and stuff. Like, man.
Because that's what happened, man. Explain that. Like, like for snowboarding, all of a sudden, corporate America was dumped so much money into snowboarding after 2002. It was crazy to see, and the exact same thing you're saying about the parents. That happened, you know, long ago, and I think it should happen again. Like, it is true, you know, and it's the inspiration you give kids all over the world needs to be put on that world stage, and that's what the Olympics kind of does. It's, you know, I don't think it should be hated on.
It's definitely got like a crazy, unique, like special kind of venue, you know, because similar to you, it was like, I think I was like 16 or 17 or maybe 15 when it was like the first one actually like snowboarding went into the Olympics. It was like, whoa. Because I just remember like watching like gymnastics and like cool aerial skiing and being like, whoa, that's insane. Like, how do people get to that level?
Yeah.
And never really like expected like skateboarding and then snowboarding to like take me to this like world venue, you know? So like that must be pretty wild to think like skateboarding all of a sudden now, just a few years ago, you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like the Olympics is going to be a thing maybe?
I know, it's crazy. What year did snowboarding get into it?
1998. In Japan too.
That long ago.
Which is pretty
Damn,
cool.
I thought it was more like
so
2000s.
it was like Japan was our first debut.
Yeah.
And then I remember like trying to watch it super late night at TV and being like, whoa, like, are one of my homies, like my favorite's gonna like do well, you know? And then it was like, you know, I got lucky in the sense of like age-wise, where then it was like I was 19 and like going in to compete for a team, you know?
Yeah,
so
good
like,
timing.
That good timing. And it's like, and it really does like, makes the world just like focus on like this whole and center around these sports. And I think it's gonna be so cool to see skateboarding go into it, because it's definitely like this pastime, like this American like culture thing from like the 70s, you know, like into now, where it's like, you know, you're gonna be one of the most exciting things to watch in the summer games, you know?
But that's it, right? Like, it's like, maybe you realize this or you don't, but it's like, once that comes around, America and the world is going to focus on Nyjah Huston, right? It's like, that's the exposure you deserve. You deserve the ABC, the NBC, the people that the world map needs to see that you are the leader. And then once they see your skill sets and once you put it out there, it's crazy the impact that has in the world. And that's what you deserve, and that's what skateboarding deserves. And I know there's some purists out there that are like, the Olympics, whatever it is, or these big style contests. But at the end of the day, it generates and puts the money and the publicity and the corporate that come behind it. It's good for the sport in general,
Absolutely, yeah. And I feel like I saw it like kind of take that turn too, to where like when it was first getting talked about being in the Olympics, and I mean I remember first hearing about it just through just randomly that like there was a chance that it was going to be in there, and then it started getting more serious, and I was like, all right, it's actually happening. And I feel like most people were like, not most people, but a lot of people were against it at first, and they were like, oh, skateboarding shouldn't be like this. Skateboarding is not like a sport. It's this, it's core, it's street. But like in my eyes, it's always going to be that no matter what. Like in my eyes, and I actually mean this, like street skating and everything in the core side of skateboarding, putting out video parts, going out and shredding with your friends, fucking thrasher, like all that is skateboarding.
Yeah.
So like that's not gonna change, Like there is always gonna, even though it is in the Olympics now, or it's gonna be, there are gonna be probably a lot of people after that are gonna go about it and not go about their careers in the right way.
Yeah.
And like try to just be contest kids and stuff, but like they're not gonna be tight like OG skaters, And that's just what it is. There's always going to be people like that.
Yeah.
And that part does kind of suck because you're probably going to see a lot of kids, like skate park kids coming up that are like super good, but like aren't really respected skaters, because they just aren't going to really know what's up.
Yep.
But I mean, that's just the times that it's going, and it's just what it is. But street skating and everything's always going to be the best.
I mean, I think like in those like like
I
I feel
like
sports,
even
like,
snowboarding, same thing.
It's like these personalities just like shine through, right? Like for like what it took for like like you and I to like get to this part of like our sport. I mean, it like builds you, you know what I mean, as like a person. And it takes a lot of identity and like personality in a way. Yeah. To like become, someone who's willing to like risk it all and just like dedicate their body to like eating shit in one sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all I want to do is get hurt snowboarding right now, and like it's been that way for so long, and it's like, and it's like you feel like you're doing your job when you do get hurt doing that. You're like, oh yeah, it's not the best day.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something I still have to like explain to people too that aren't that educated on like skateboarding, because they'll see me and be like, oh, like you're the #1 skater because you've won all these contests before and stuff. And I'm like, that's really not the only reason why like people would say that I'm the top skater. Like, yes, I've won a lot of contests before, but like in reality, like there's not even that many contests a year. Like there's so much more we do throughout a year, like just in general throughout our careers and being out and hitting the streets and stuff. It's not just about contest results,
Well, I see how much fun you have with your friends in the streets.
Yeah.
Like you still look like a little kid out in the streets with your friends, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch that. It's like, oh, I just didn't win. I just won whatever contest I won, and I'm gonna go. And you're like, no, I just won whatever contest I won. I'm gonna go skate the next day with my boys.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I see that. So I had a pretty cool conversation with Direk recently. And it was crazy to kind of backtrack until to the beginning of the SLS days.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you know this, but you would, let's kick that table, kick your feet up. Do you need some ice for your heel? Like, what do you need?
I need a lot of things. I'm gonna go hit Dr. G right after this, dude.
But it was crazy. I don't even know if you know this. The first time I saw you skate was 2008 Maloof Cup, the dreads and the freaking, and it was like, you could see then that you were just gonna be, you were something special. You know what I mean? I think everybody kind of knew that when they saw you skate and the process and the things you went through. And Rob was telling me the story of you went through some heartache and there was some life changes that kind of had to happen. And Rob you guys had never actually met before, and you met him at the first street league that you came to. Yeah. And the craziest thing was, I don't know if many people know this, but you like your mom had spent everything she had left to get you guys to the event, basically.
Yeah.
Get you to the event, and then Rob kind of like there was a credit card decline, and Rob came and said, "No, I'll get the rooms."
Yeah.
And got the rooms. And that weekend, you won $150,000.
Yeah.
You won the first street league, and then it just
It's crazy. Yeah.
it like that one moment in time. And he was telling me that like the process to get you there, because there were competition series that happened before in X Games and things, but the formats weren't really street criteria built. And Rob had built this like street criteria format and wanted to build a format to showcase your skill set.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Street League kind of did that for you, right?
Definitely. Yeah. Those are crazy times. I mean, that's all a true story for sure. And it was an interesting time. Just going through all the family and life stuff that I was at the time. And like, I'm just stoked that I was able to push through and even still want to be on my board, you know, cause like after everything happened with my dad and stuff, all I wanted really to do was just like have fun and like be a normal kid, you know?
Yep.
But I'm stoked that I stuck on the board and got to that first street league and made it happen, because that really fired me up after that. And that really made me want to like give it my all and keep going.
Because I knew Rob for a long time and looked up to him. And when he created Street League, he said like, nobody's ever, like a skateboarder hasn't made a skateboard series. Like there hadn't been like a street skateboarder series built. And he worked so hard to build the format out and be able to build that judging criteria and take the format that you guys put in the streets and put it into this and create this like super league. And it kind of happened. And it was kind of like, you know, he kind of tried to explain it as like, you know, you guys would be contracted to this series, and it was kind of like an NBA draft or how it kind of was. But it was cool to see skateboarding put in the line like that, and then be able, you know, that crew that you guys were in of like the P-Rod, the Molto, like it was like the Sheckler, like all the best at the time, you know what I mean? It was like watching the best street skaters in the world battle it out over these contest series around America. But in the arena that was built out was all there. He said, I just want like he just wanted it for skateboarding, and it was cool to see that. You didn't win the championship that first year.
I did win the championship.
You did?
Yes.
Molto beat you. You got beaten in one.
The championship was based off of points. There was 3 contests. I won the first one, and I got 2 thirds. So I averaged to win the first.
So you did?
Yeah. It's the fucking big it's like the big marble like white trophy. It's so fucking heavy, you can't even carry it.
How many trophies do you have?
I think I have 25 street league.
Are they like spread out between the houses now?
No, I got a trophy room.
Got like that's in the new house,
there's a
right?
set room, yeah.
Congratulations on that house, because I know that was your dream house, and it took you a long time to get to that, and you finally you got your dream house.
Yeah, I love that spot. Yeah, I think I might have a couple trophies like scattered around the LA place too, but I got the trophy room. All the second place ones I like either gave away. I think I just gave them to my friends, or gave them away to like little fans or something walking out of the contest. And I don't mean to sound like a cocky person by saying that, but like I got so many damn second places when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That like if I get second place nowadays or anytime within the past few years, like that makes no difference to me than getting last. It's like I either want to win, or if I get second or third, I'm not hyped on myself. You know,
right.
I mean, that's just kind of how it goes after you win a lot of contests too, you know?
And as you're getting older, like is it getting harder, or is it getting harder to keep it at the level you're at, like that peak level, or is it easier? Like what's the balance there?
I mean, we all know I had those few years in street league that were definitely like easier than the past few years, you know? Like 2010 was the first year. 11, 12, 13, I was like winning the majority of them. Like I was on a roll.
Yeah.
Like I think I was probably winning like 80% of them out of the year on average or something. There was one year I think I won them all. But I'm definitely not going to say it's gotten easier. I always feel like I'm progressing, but it's skateboarding, and it's so technical. There's so many damn tricks that it's just like you learn tricks, you lose tricks, you relearn them. it's just like, it's hard to keep up with all the hard tricks, you know, like it's not easy. And also everyone else out there is all, getting better every year. And there's new kids that pop up every year. I mean, look at Yuto. I mean, he came out of nowhere a couple years ago, and he is like so on point, like such a precise skateboarder. Like you watch him do his tricks, like literally he's doing them like the same way every time. Like you basically have to, when I skate a street league or any contest, like I'm counting on him landing every one of his tricks because he's just so on point, you know? So I always have to be like, oh, how am I gonna one up this kid, you know? And they got the fresh legs too, you know? I'm out here getting all sore and shit. It's like practice day. I'm like, oh, I can only practice for like an hour or two. They're all skating all day. Fuck.
Yeah, so like what's some of like the keys to like your, you know, I mean, it's not technically training, but like how do you prep for like, you know, like a street run? Is there like tricks, you know, you need to like land like the weeks leading up to and then keep like getting through them and repetition?
Yeah. I mean, it's the main training for me as a skater, getting ready for contests, is just being on your board in general. Obviously, it helps like having my park and being able to practice the tricks and looking at the course a couple weeks beforehand. However, I mean, it'd be nice if we could see it even farther than that, but normally it's only like 2 weeks. We can see the course and be like, all right, this is most likely what I'm gonna do on this stuff for some points. It's really just being on the board. The legs feeling strong. I like this year, I'm gonna be skating my park a lot more than I probably normally am. And I'm gonna I like to do my tricks like not like in a run, but I'll do multiple like hard tricks in a row. So then if I want to do a hard trick at the end of my run, my legs feel like they have that. They know how to do the trick with still like with your legs being tired, you know? Like that, I'm very like thought out with my strategic practicing. That was one of the ways I like got good at skateboarding in the first place. When I used to practice when I was a kid, I used to like be so like OCD about my skating. It was crazy. I used to like practice like every single simple trick for like hours, land everything, and then allow myself to like learn a new trick. Like my mind works in a weird way.
What's the hottest trick you've done?
Dude, that question is just not possible to answer as a skater. It's just like there's too many tricks out there, you know? I could probably pick like street tricks, but as far as like an actual trick, I don't know. Because kids ask me that all the time. I'm just like, that's the hardest.
Yeah,
hardest,
a better one would be like what's like
answer.
like the most like stoked you've got from like filming a trick that like you really had to work for in the last like few years, where you like envisioned it and then like found the spot or even brought it to like a famous spot. Like I saw you hitting like the one big old hubba, like Thrasher one.
Yeah. Man, there's been a lot, but in my last video part a couple years ago, the crook nollie flip, the last trick in the part, that one took 2 days to land, probably a total of like 3 hours. I almost landed the first day. We got kicked out. I was so pissed. And then finally rolled away from that one. That was a mission. And I knew I wanted to like crook nollie flip or nollie heel, like a proper double set king trail. And it just felt so good to roll away from it because that was on my mind for so long. But there's honestly a lot of tricks like that. Like a trick will be on my mind in the streets for so long, and that's like why I'm like, I gotta go do this. I gotta go try it, you know?
Yeah, that must be kind of hard though to like have a trick in your mind, but it's like you almost have to find this perfect spot to do it, right? You're like, all right, well that rail is a little too high, or that one's too low. But it's like, so it's like kind of putting like the pieces together to like make it all work.
Yeah, I know. I feel like a lot of people don't realize how technical skateboarding is, you know? Like everything matters, just like, especially when it comes to street skating. I mean, we're dealing with so many factors, you know, rough ground, cracks, dimensions of a rail being too low or steep, or it's just, there's
security,
there's so much
cops.
There's so much that goes on.
How was the competition you just did at your park? The park's sick too, by the way.
It was sick. Yeah, street league at the park. It was tight. I was a judge. That was fun.
So there was 10. You had 10 people skate it. Like, what was that criteria?
Yeah, I think there was about 10 people. Everyone killed it too. It was sick to see so many like gnarly tricks go down at my park that have never been done before, you know?
That's cool.
I've had some heavy sessions there with the homies and stuff, but I've never had that many heavy hitters like really going for it in the park.
That's cool.
It was tight.
You've also had like Bieber skated there at one time.
Yeah.
Has Little Wayne been there?
Wayne did go there a few years ago. Yeah.
Who's the best skater? Who I gotta ask you this. Is it Justin or is it Lil Wayne? Who's the better skater?
I think Bieber's got him.
Has he?
Yeah. I think Bieber's got him.
He spent a lot of time on the board though. That's good.
Bieber's got like, he's got tricks.
Yeah.
Like he can actually probably do a solid like 10 different proper flat ground tricks.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do, you know?
No.
Like, especially when you're learning how to skate at an older age.
Yep.
Like if you're like 15, anywhere like 15 or under learning how to skate, that's one thing. But if you're like 20, or I mean, Wayne he probably started skating when what? He was like 30. Like props to him completely, because I know that it's just not easy to learn at a later age. It's just one of those things that's just hard to learn.
It was cool, man, because I we all saw it, and that was the height of SLS when he started hanging out, and it was like he was at every skate event. He dressed like the whole urban world dressed like skaters came from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He brought that whole look to it, but it wasn't just him as a look. He was there, and he was just all your guys' boys. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, Lil Wayne's here. It's like, yeah, of course Lil Wayne's here. He's watching his friends compete. And it was cool to see that, and the transition of that was that was cool.
It was really cool to see with him, because I feel like he even got hate on it. People are like, oh, why are you trying to tap into the skate industry, stick to being a rapper, all this shit. But like, if you paid attention, like the dude actually like has love for skateboarding. Like he didn't have to show up to all those contests. He didn't have to fucking go skate the park at fucking 4 a.m., you know? Like he actually has so much love for skating. And that's so sick to see from someone like that who already made it, already so big, already so wealthy. And like, they have so much love for like a craft. And even if it's not doing the hardest trick, even if it's him just like learning a kickflip, or just like doing a little roll on grind down a ledge or something, and just see how hyped someone gets like that. Like that goes to show you like, that's what skateboarding is, you know. That's why people love it so
that's
much.
like the feeling
it gives you that feeling,
right? Like,
and it doesn't always have to be going and grinding some 20 rail, you know. It can just be learning a simple trick.
Yeah. Is that for you, like doing something in the streets? Is that your pinnacle? Like that's when you do something that you've had in your mind, you need to go at this spot, and you get that. Is that your highest moment, or is it winning a contest?
It's honestly not comparable. It's like two completely different feelings, you know. They're both obviously amazing.
I mean, if you like, it's like you. I've watched it so many times, right? It's like down to the wire. You've got to land this trick to win it. But when you land the trick, the crowd goes wild, and they're also like, "Here's $150,000, sir."
Yeah.
And then when you're in the streets and you've been battered, your tooth missing, you got scars on your face, you land it. Lloyd's like, "Good job, man. Good job,
dude." There's really like, I guess there is similarities in it. There's no feeling like landing a last trick in a contest. Like it's, even to me, it's only happened a few times where I've landed that like buzzer beater trick and I've won. The one that stands out is the hard flip in Barcelona. There's been some other ones too, but like street skating is just something else. It's hard to even describe. Like I've also had a similar situation with like landing a trick in front of a cop. You know, you're trying a trick for like an hour or two, cop pulls up, you get all hyped, you're like, all right, it's probably my last try, you go for it, you land it. Like that is such an amazing feeling that like I can't even describe. Like it's just something else. And I feel like with street skating too, a lot of it is a lot of relief, you know, because you're battling a trick for so long, you're eating shit. The last thing you want to do is have to come back another day and torture yourself and try it again. So when you land it, you're just like, wow, like just so much relief.
Have you now, because you're very popular, has there been times the cops are showing up and they're like, oh, Nyjah, you're good, just sit there, we're gonna watch?
Dude, there's been a lot of times. There's been a lot of times in the past year I've gotten lucky. I was skating UCI like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I was skating the 18 rail again, the one I got the cover on.
Yep.
I'm not gonna tell you guys what I did, but it was lit. And this cop pulls up. We went there on a weekday for some reason. I was too impatient. I couldn't wait for the weekend. And I was so close to landing. A cop rolls up and I'm like, dude, no, like there's no way I'm about to get kicked out right now. Next try, I'm like, I'm landing this one. I eat shit in front of the cop. I literally died. Like she gets out of her cop car and the first thing she sees is me just like tumbling down this rail. Like this kid's a fucking idiot. And then I just like ran. I didn't even act like I didn't even see her. I just ran back up, went for another one. And then she was like, cool. She standing there and let me try. And I was like, I can't believe this is even happening. Landed the one after, rolled away. And then she was like, oh, like I kind of know who you are and stuff. I know you're professional and whatnot. So I let you have a couple tries. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, you have no idea how much that means to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And there's been other times I was skating this hubba in Huntington a few months ago, and the cops literally sat there in their car and watched me battle this trick for like a solid half hour. They were just hyped on it. They were just sitting in the parking lot, didn't care about who called them or whatever. They were just let me battle it out and land it. So
that's cool.
thank you to all the cops out
See,
there. Like,
there you go.
yeah.
See, he
You
does
guys are
like
the
the cops.
Yep.
You guys
Thanks
are
to
the
the
shit.
boys in blue.
You've also like in the pandemic, and you've also, it's cool to see because, you know, you're also in the streets on your motorbike a lot.
Yeah. Wait, there's bad ones too, though. There's bad cops too. Dude, it's fucked, man. Some of them are still so mean, bro. Like the trick that I hit my face on, the long ass rail in Bakersfield. We're at this college trying the trick for 4 hours. Obviously, I'm fucking hurting. I'm all fucked up. Cop rolls up at the end of the session. I was dusted anyway. I didn't even care that much. I was like, dude, I shouldn't even be skating right now. My legs are so tired. I'm gonna get hurt. And the cop was so mean, bro. He was like threatening to like fucking arrest me and stuff. I'm just looking at him like, bro, like, you see I'm out here doing my job. You see my face is all fucked up. Like, you don't even ask if I'm okay. You're just like, oh, give me your ID. You know, I'm gonna fucking give you a ticket, arrest you. Like, the fuck? Aren't you guys supposed to like care about the people and like protect them? So it can totally go both ways, you know. But that's skateboarding.
You probably
That's
should have
skateboarding.
pulled the like, well, I'm actually training for the Olympics right now.
Dude,
So it
I
would've been like,
don't
yeah,
even think this guy would have given a shit. He probably would have just thought I was full of shit. But honestly, like, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even want skateboarding to be like fully legal everywhere.
Right. But it takes it away from it a little bit,
it really
right?
does.
It's like
it really does. Yeah.
I feel like that's you know, it's 2 a.m. and we're like hopped a fence somewhere and we're like in doing something we shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And you're on a time code of like, it makes it more exciting.
Yeah. And like, I'm not saying that like, I'm never disrespectful to an officer or anything like that. Like, I know better than that. And I'm not saying I want to go to jail, but like, I think the fact that we're going out there and doing our job and there is a chance that we can get arrested for it, even though we're just doing what we love and doing what we get paid for and make a living for, I personally think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool. It's like an outlaw sport, you know, like living on the edge and like battling out in the streets.
Yeah.
Do you think like with the pandemic and everything going on, has it like gotten a little easier in the streets to skate? Like, is there less people, less like bustings, or?
I mean, there's definitely been a lot of spots that I feel like haven't been skatable. And also like I was so productive last year because you could skate any day.
Yeah.
You go to most of the spots are at schools, colleges, businesses, everything was closed. So I was out skating all the time instead of having to wait for the weekend.
Yeah.
But there was a couple times where people got pissed. Cops got pissed.
Because they had to come out.
Yeah, I was at a college actually near here in Riverside, and I've still been battling this ticket for it as a trespassing ticket. And it wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, we didn't even hop a fence. I was just trying to grind a kink trail.
Some counties are just different.
And I guess it's like you can't just send that ticket to one of your sponsors and be like, hey guys,
dude, they're like,
could you help me with this?
They're being all harsh about it. And I'm just like, bro, I'm on a college. I'm just trying to grind a kink trail. Like, I didn't even break in anywhere or hop a fence. Why did you give me a trespassing ticket in the first place? But I feel like one of the reasons they made a big deal about it and gave me a ticket was because of COVID.
Yeah. It's a weird, catch somebody on a good day or bad day. We're in weird times, you know. Some people are taking it differently. Some people are dealing with.
Yeah, you never know how people are gonna react to it. It's crazy.
You don't know.
Like, I'm on both sides about it. You know, I understand that it is a serious thing, and a lot of people have passed away from it and stuff. You know, I do think certain parts about it have been over exaggerated, as do I feel like a lot of other people. But I mean, I totally understand how serious it is and whatnot. But it's just, man, weird times.
Weird, right? All our
Weird
lives just got
times.
flipped upside down.
Yeah.
You know, we're all having to rethink how we do things, rethink like what the future looks like. You know, being an athlete, being told you can't, your competition, everything stops, prepare for the Olympics. It's like, man, it's got to be mentally like, you know, it's a mental change too. You know, it's crazy how much things have changed so quickly. You know, and when do we go back to normal? I mean, what's normal now? Like, what?
It's crazy. I know, bro. Like, at this point, I mean, at least around here in like Cali, LA, like it feels like it's going to be another like 5 years till it's normal. I mean, it's been a whole year and like not much has really changed.
Nah.
Like, it's crazy.
You know, we go back into winter and there's just that lockdown now. LA's a weird place right now. LA
It is.
changed a lot. You know, we've both spent a lot of time, all spent a lot of time in LA over the years, and LA, the last 6 months, whatever it is, it's a different place than it was. And I don't see that old LA coming back anytime soon.
I don't either, dude. It's crazy. A lot of my friends have already like moved out and stuff. A lot of people moving to Miami and just need a change, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, I'm thankful that I can still, even though there aren't any contests, I can still go out there and have fun and do my job, you know?
It's cool to be able to see, you know, you with your crew and your boys, and like you're out there busting ass every day. It looks like you skate every day. And if you're
I try to.
If you're not skating, I feel like you're riding your motorbike.
Yeah.
Have you had the cops put you up on that one yet?
Oh man, I haven't really gotten rolled for riding yet. No, like normally the spots that I hit on the bike were like in and out fast, you know?
What does Lowell think about your motorbiking in the streets?
You know, I don't know. I know you guys are down for it.
Yeah, we're
you guys. Monster's down for it. I don't really know. I mean, Nike probably thinks I'm an idiot sometimes. They're probably like, what is this kid doing, dude? Like, man, he needs to chill. Like, we don't pay him to ride dirt bikes, we pay him to skate. But in my defense, when I'm doing that stuff, like I'm not trying to the last thing I'm ever trying to do is get hurt riding. Like I'm already hard as fuck on myself when I get hurt skating. Even if I'm skating when I bruised my heel skating this 24 rail, I was so damn mad at myself for like until I was better, just because I was nose grinding this rail and I just jumped off like slightly the wrong way, and I probably could have fell a different way and avoided the fall. So I'm just hard on myself in general. So the last thing I'm trying to do is get hurt riding a dirt bike. Like I'm just whenever I do any of those jumps or anything, I'm very like cautious and very particular about what I'm doing and the way I'm doing it.
Yeah, well, your boy Justin's out in the streets.
Dude, he's on another level.
Wow.
I know.
And the street biking he's doing now is kind of pretty cool.
Yeah, if the people haven't seen the part, check out his part. Justin Mulford, Dead Man Walking, came out with Fox, and man, he's something else. He came back from that injury. You've seen his leg, right?
Oh yeah, he really lost his leg.
Yeah,
he
almost lost his life.
Yeah,
literally, like
straight up.
He lost so much blood. Like I think he lost over the amount of blood that it takes for you to die. Like it was fucked. So. Man, this shit's sketchy out here.
Yeah, but he's come back. You guys live on the edge. Lloyd's on the edge. You guys are all like, it's cool, but it's fun to watch. I like as a bystander. I like, what's Nyjah? What's he up to on his Instagram today? And I'm like, oh yeah. He's having fun and taking it to the limits.
Yeah.
Like one thing, I saw a picture of it was you and Tony Hawk last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Had you guys spent much time together until like that? Have you spent much time around him?
Not really like one-on-one stuff, mainly like work stuff, you know. I did do some charity work with him back when we did that trip to Ethiopia. Yeah, for some like fixing some water wells and just some charity work over in Ethiopia. He came on the trip. That was such an honor to have him there. It was sick.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, what's it like? Because you come from a skate family background, and Tony Hawk's clearly it's Tony Hawk. You know, the guy had a Simpsons character. Have you had a Simpsons character?
No.
So we gotta work on that.
Yeah, we gotta work on that.
Who we need to talk to?
We got time. I'm only 26. I'm not that old yet. You know, we got some time.
But like for you, like like it must be, you know, to now where you're at, who you are within the skateboarding industry or the sporting industry in general. You know, to be able to spend time with someone like that, what does that mean to you?
Dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like my first board ever was a Tony Hawk board. I went to some like demos and watched him and the people like him and what was that tour they did?
Tony Hawk, the Huck Jam?
Yeah, I think it was that one.
The Boom Boom Huck Jam?
Yeah. I was probably like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And they did a tour around my hometown, like in like Sacramento. I remember going to that. So I mean, even to be able to just be aside someone like that is insane. It's so sick. Yeah,
it's because it's crazy. Like when someone like that of that stature and the peaks and valleys he had in his career, to then, you know, mid 2000s or whatnot, skaters beyond the mid 2000s were able to live like the lifestyle that you guys have been able to live. And for people like Tony and Caballero and these people that like paved the way. It must be an honor for you to still be around those guys and those guys,
Of
be
course,
able
yeah.
to give you, to be around that.
Yeah.
Who did you look up to most? Who did you look up to most? Like, who was the skater you looked up to that was like, the video part you used to watch the most, or who was that skater to you?
There was a few. P-Rod was like my idol, like style wise and like trick wise. His style was just so good. I watched him in like the old videos, In Bloom, the old S videos, all that stuff, girl videos. And he was just like the person that I thought skated the sickest, just looked the sickest on the board. And then you had guys like Chris Cole, Ardo Sari, Andrew Reynolds, Jeff Rowley. And those are the dudes where like I really gravitated. Heath Kirchart. Those were all the dudes that I watched and I was like, I want to skate big shit.
Yeah, that's like the beast.
I want to be a fucking gnarly ass fucking skateboarder. And that's like growing up watching those dudes, that's what made me into the skateboarder I am today,
Where do you think, what is the next 10 years of, like, where's skateboarding going? Like, where's the next, like, what's the next evolution of it? Is there an evolution? Are we at the peak of it? Like, how does it keep evolving from where it's at now?
It's an interesting question, man. It's interesting. It's like contest-wise, it's hard to even tell where it's, especially after all this COVID stuff, it's hard to even tell where it's going to be going. I mean, it's really, in my eyes, just going to keep progressing in an insane way. And dude, it's just like how much gnarlier can people get as far as like.
I mean, I look at what you do and I'm like, I don't know how they're even going to get there.
Skateboarding, including Street League, actually. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit. I obviously I love Street League. They've done a lot for me, but just people who design the courses and just anyone who has input on that, like, why have we stepped back? They're used to, when I used to grow up watching contests, when I first started skating, there was bigger stuff then than there is now. And I'm just like, what? Like, I don't get it. Why is there not a 20 stair rail in a contest?
Yeah, I can see that because I remember, like, I don't know if you were too young, but remember the old San Diego trade shows in Tom? Yeah, they used to do that was like the first time I ever seen like a real like rail event.
Yeah.
Where it was like mega like 10 stair or 12 stair with like a rail. And then it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen 15 of these tricks before, like in a video. And it was like all going down. And it was like, how much gnarlier can it get?
Yeah.
It's like what you guys do in the streets is so gnarly. And it's like,
I mean,
it would be pretty cool to see like that, like 20 stair rail.
Yeah. I mean, if it was me designing a course or putting on a contest, I would have a replica of Hollywood 16 in there. To me, that is the perfect actual like big section obstacle for a contest. And I just can't believe that hasn't even been done yet. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. The first pro contest I ever skated was that globe one they used to do in Australia.
Yep.
Remember those courses? They were fucking crazy. That rail was massive. That thing was like literally it was low, but it was like the length of like a 16, 17 rail. So like, why is the biggest rail we're seeing like a 12 stair? Like, I mean, it's 2021 now. Like, we're supposed to be getting buck out here, right? Like, skateboarding's in the Olympics. Like, let's make some big shit. Let's make people go for it. Like, I fuck with technical skateboarding too, and I love seeing people bring technical tricks to decent sized rails, 10 rails, 12 rails and stuff. And that's really what it's came to these days. But also I think it'd be sick if we had like big enough stuff out there. It's where you don't have to think like, oh, I have to back 270 kickflip lip this thing. I have to figure out the hardest trick to do. Like, nah, just I want people to have that mindset, like who's willing to take a more simple trick to this massive rail and really go for it and really have to risk it for the win, Yeah. That's my mindset. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that wouldn't agree with me, but in this day and age, I feel like that's only right. And I know like not all the time in contests, there's going to be room for obstacles like that. I obviously need some more room and stuff, but I feel like a lot of the Street League courses, they could have taken better advantage of making some buck shit out there.
Right. Who for you is the person that you're like, the next wave? Who's coming up that you're looking at that you're like, wow, this kid or these kids are the ones that are going to come through and be the next? Like, are there people that you're like, who you're worried it's going to knock you off your socks? You're like, man, like, oh, I can just take you out right now.
Dude, there's new kids every year. It's kind of weird right now because normally you see those kids and their potential and stuff when skating with them in the contest for the first time. And it's been so long since we've even skated any. So when we do start skating them again, let's say like the next few months, there's probably going to be some random new kids that are fucked up good coming out of nowhere. But the people I see have a lot of potential. I mean, Yuto's still really young. He's going to become so much better as a skateboarder. He's got so many years. Who else? Let's see. New kids. Dude, I mean, who's some of my favorite new guys? I mean, I like contest-wise, I don't know, but I like seeing the people who just get bucked. Like Pedro Delfino. He's probably one of my favorite skaters to watch because he's just going for it. You know, he's doing the most fucked up shit. Milton Martinez, same thing. Like those dudes, I love watching them skate because it's not just another technical ass flip in, flip out on this ledge or small rail or something. It's like exciting to watch. It's stuff you haven't seen before. Like they're literally risking their lives and their careers to like go for this stuff. And I have so much respect for that.
That's cool. Skateboarding's taking you places I'm sure as a kid you probably didn't imagine, and now you ended up you're the face of Nike skateboarding. What is that like? What does that mean to you? Like this is your second shoe, right?
Yeah,
I got all your shoes, so I think this is the second one.
This is the second one. Yeah, I got it on too.
Is
pair I've been skating.
Are there new? When's the new one come out? Like, what does it mean to you to be able to design your own Nike shoe or just look at a billboard or look at something and be next to Neymar or be next to like Jordan or be next to like is that like a?
It's an honor. It's an honor. It really is. And I mean, I really mean that too. And like even them just giving me the opportunity to have my own shoe in the first place was just amazing. There's only been a couple guys that have even gotten to do that. You know, P-Rod, Shan O'Neill, the best skateboarders literally ever. So it's awesome, man. And I love hearing like the feedback from people that they like skating my shoe too. And I feel like I've gotten better feedback on the second one than the first one. I feel like we've definitely improved in a lot of ways. But I mean, just being a part of a company like Nike is an honor in general, and just being amongst all the great people out there. And it's just another reason that makes me want to go out there and just push myself and just really make the most of what I got in my career. And
yeah, it's going to be crazy, man, because I feel like you're in that next elite, you're in that next elite kind of group. And what is it like for you, like going through airports or traveling now? Like things have got to be pretty. When was the last time you went somewhere and nobody recognized you?
It does happen a lot more often now than other times, for sure. But like I think it's cool. I think it's cool. People always ask, like my friends always ask if it like annoys me and stuff. Rarely. If I'm not in the mood, and like there will be those times, like let's say I'm just got done battling a trick and didn't land it or something, and kids are at the spot and they're like, "Oh, take a photo after." I'm just like, "Bro, like just give me a second." Like I'm just like, I just need a sec, Or I mean, there is some times where like people will ask for a photo, like when I'm like eating at a restaurant. Like let's say I'm like with a chick or something, just eating, and I'm just kind of like kind of doing my thing
mid-bite,
here. I still can't really say no because it's hard for me to find that in me. Like I'm just naturally, I think I'm a decently nice person, so it's hard to be like no. But sometimes it is like, damn, I'm kind of trying to do my thing right now, But most of the time, I feel like people are really cool and genuine about it. And I feel like as a skateboarder and the way I portray myself on social media and stuff, I come off as a approachable, normal person. I don't think of myself as some famous celebrity out there. I think of myself as a skateboarder. Like that happened to me the other day. It was so fucking funny that we were talking about this. I was on a hike up by my house, top of the world in Laguna.
Yep.
And I had my headphones in. I was like running and stuff. And this kid stops me on a bike, and he's like, "Oh, like, are you Nyjah?" Like, so fucking hyped, like freaking out. And I was like, "Oh yeah," like took a photo really quick. And I heard this other like older lady behind me, like, "Oh, like who are you? Who are you? Are you famous? Are you a rapper?" And I was just like, what the hell? I just ran off and I was like, I'm just a skateboarder. And that just made me think. I was like, dude, like it's funny to like it's funny how people like see it as like a famous thing, but I don't like seeing it that way, you know?
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of finished. Danny has these like lightning round we finished with. He's got these like quick answers, quick questions.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. What do we got?
Okay. I've done some online internet research, and I think what the fans and me and Dingo really want to know, we were wondering if you could explain what Send Saturdays are.
Oh, Send Saturdays is the days that we go out and the homies go out and hit the streets and get buck, you know? And it was just like a little YouTube series we started. I was one that like thought of the name and stuff. I think there was one random day we were just doing it on a Saturday, and I was like, oh, let's keep this going. Let's start Send Saturdays. I haven't been able to do them that much recently. I'm sorry, guys. Your boy has been sore and hurt and out there trying to film for video parts and stuff. So it's always hard to balance the both of them. But I'm gonna get them back going and go out there every Saturday. Go out there and send it, no matter what you do.
Because mine and Danny Send Saturdays are a little different.
Yeah. See, that's the thing though. It doesn't always have to be with skating.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't have to be with skating.
Get buck.
Okay, cool.
It can be whatever you're gonna do. You know, it's Saturday. Go out there and send it. Go out there and have fun with your boys and get after it. Yeah.
We want to join you on a Send Saturday soon.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which swear words do you use most often?
Fuck. Shit. Every time I'm skating, I'm like, fuck.
Okay, what's your most treasured possession?
Most treasured possession.
Besides your skateboard.
Besides my skateboard. Most treasured possession. I'm gonna say not a trophy. It's like, dude, I got this like sketchy little fucking like, it looks like a little voodoo doll thing. I swear, like I love the thing. It's
really, that's cool.
He does.
So if you had to evacuate your house, you'd go in for the troll doll.
I got this thing in Aspen actually.
Really?
What's that store called there? Black Market.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Dude, I got this sketchy little thing there, and it's on my nightstand. And people are always like, "What is this thing? It looks so sketch."
Dude, you're gonna have to put a photo of that online so people know what is actually the most important thing to you. But maybe not, because you don't have friends.
You just bought it on one of the trips to X Games, and it's just.
Oh my God! People will probably think I'm an idiot right now, but I'll have to show you guys a photo of it. It's fucking hilarious.
What's the most flipped trick you've ever done?
Most flipped.
You ever done a triple flip?
I've done a triple flip.
Kick flip or heel flip?
Off a kick flip, like off a bump. I can't do them on flat. I don't know
you can't get them.
How people do that shit. I've seen people do like 5 of them on flat. Like, it's crazy.
How did you end up skating a Lambo?
Skating a Lambo. Kid's name's Alex Choi. He's like a car YouTube kid. He had this crazy Lambo, and I had actually always seen the thing, and he put all these crazy bars on it. It looks like it's kind of meant to be skated in a way. And I always wanted to skate it, and they hit me up and they were like, oh, like we're about to switch up the look of the car and take all the stuff off. You want to skate it before we do? I was like, fuck yeah. I've always wanted to skate that thing. And the way I hit it, it was literally like a kink rail or some shit. It was crazy. It's tight.
What is if you could be have anyone's skate skills for one day besides yourself,
Ooh.
Who would it be?
Wow, that's a hard question. If I had anyone's skills, I would have to say, man, that's hard. I'm gonna have to say Shane O'Neill, because he can just do every single trick, and like I don't skate a lot of ledges.
Yeah. So
if I had those ledge skills for a day, I would probably be so hyped. I'd be like, what the hell is going on, dude? Who can even imagine how many tricks that guy can land like in one day, you know? Just like crazy, insane tricks. Like, what the fuck?
He must just he must just skate through his kitchen leads. Like, I think he's just
Dude, he is something else. He is something else.
What's your favorite athlete of all time outside of the skate world?
Favorite athlete of all time. All time. I'm gonna go with LeBron.
Sick.
I'm gonna go with LeBron, yeah.
Lakers championship. We got a championship.
He's a beast.
Got to get
He's a
two.
beast, yeah.
The people want to know, what is Piles?
What is Piles? Piles is the homie group. It's basically me and all the boys, me, Damo, David Loy, Sinner, the whole crew, and just it's really just it's not so much a skate group, you know, it's just a group of homies that like to get together and send it and have a good time. You know, Banks is in there.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just the boys, just the boys out there living life. That's what it is.
That's what it's all about.
Yep.
What are the chances you're gonna grow your hair out again?
Oh, dude, I actually just cut my hair recently. I like kind of had a fro for a second. My shit was long. I legit had like a fro. It was crazy. But as far like, I'm assuming they mean like dreads. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. There is a chance.
You think there's like a 1 in 100,
There
maybe?
is a chance, yeah.
Not a 1 in a million, but a 1 in 100?
Not maybe more than that.
Well, 1 in 10.
I feel the people do need it one day, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's 10, 20 years down
You
the
gotta
road,
bring
they
it
might
back,
need
yeah.
it. So I'm not gonna count it out, but I will say that I do get asked that question way too often still. People are like, "Oh, what happened to the dreads? Where you?"
Do people ask if you kept any of them?
Yeah, I do have a couple.
Oh, what? Well, you should auction one of those off. That would be pretty badass.
Go buy it.
A couple of them got lost, like in the King of the Road one year. There was a challenge to get one of my dreads.
Oh no, people were coming at you with
really?
scissors and stuff.
People did get them.
No. It was after I cut them. And I think I sent a couple of them off and said I needed them back, but then I don't know what happened to them. So a couple of them did get lost, but I still got a few.
I bet you
Still
Jake
got a
kept
few.
them.
Yeah, because I was
Probably.
wondering, like, I don't know, I feel like I plateaued in skateboarding. Do you think I should cut my hair? Because I feel like it's harder. It gets in the way a little bit.
It does get in the way. It does get in the way. And for me, like I was so used to it when I had them that I was okay with it. But it did get really hard towards the end there once they were really long. And if I can only imagine if I ever had them again that long, I would probably be like, what the fuck? Like, how did I even do this in the first place? Crazy. But I like the hair. You should keep the hair.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to keep it a little longer.
You too.
Think I'll keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you don't want to answer this one, but we know there's something in your mind. Is there a dream trick you want to put down?
A dream trick?
Yeah. You could download one trick.
You mean a specific trick on a spot or just any trick or?
Any new flip trick.
If it was like a flip trick, it'd probably be a flip trick into a rail. I would like to do, man, there's a lot. Let's see. I would like to nollie big heel, back 180 nose grind, but like down like an actual obstacle. Because I've done that trick on like bump to ledges and like bump to bars and stuff. But if I did one, like somehow found like a perfect rail or like got good enough one day and did it down a street rail, that trick would be so sick.
Sick. Well, I look forward to seeing you stomp that in your Olympic run, dude.
Got some practice to do.
That's all the questions I got for you in the lightning round. You passed with flying colors.
I think you passed the conversation in flying colors. Man, we appreciate it. We appreciate you taking the time. And, you know, we're big fans. I'm a huge fan. I like watching you grow as a person and watching you grow as an athlete. It's been cool over the years. And, you know, I know you're going to go make us all proud in the Olympics when it happens and just keep making us proud, dude.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Appreciate you guys.
Thank
I
you.
love talking about some good skate
Exactly,
talk,
right?
you know? Some
Exactly,
real shit.
yeah.
Some real shit.
Appreciate it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny. Fueled by Monster Energy.